Welcome to Scorched Earth Tarot and a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon and Ascendant for the month of June. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. There's a link down there that will help you, and you can come back and watch the videos for your Moon and Ascendant signs, because it will give you a better idea of what's going on with you overall. You might actually find that you resonate with your Moon or Ascendant sign more than with your Sun sign. Speaking of the description box, there is loads and loads of information down there, so it's worth having a look. How to book personal readings, the decks that I use, all that sort of thing. My social media links are down there as well. I've recently returned to Twitter after a 5-year hiatus, so if Twitter's your thing, come hang out with me over there, because my followers list is looking a little bit sparse after I kicked off all the lawyers and stuff that were on it from my previous incarnation as a law person. What else to tell you? All the stuff about donations, all down there. I've launched my Patreon now, so if you want to support me in a more sort of long-term fashion, that is possible now. What else? Oh, I think that's it. There will be an extended at the end of this reading, so if the reading resonates and you want to know more, links in the description box. And I'm trialling some shadow reads this month. It's something I've been wanting to do for ages and not got round to, but I'm doing it this month. They're very short, 5-10 minutes, and really just designed to get you thinking about your shadow and attempting a dialogue, you know, crossing that gap a little bit, at least to get you thinking anyhow. And I'd love some feedback on it, and if it's something that people find valuable and it's something that, you know, think is worth me putting the effort into, then I'll look to expand on it, make it something a little bit more comprehensive than just the 3 cards that I'm using at this point. So keep an eye out for that. I'm doing a live stream as well on Saturday, which is the 30th of May. And I think it's like a 7:30 start for me. I'm on GMT +1, so whatever that is for you. So if you want to come and say hello, that would be awesome. I get to talk to some of y'all, because there's loads of you now, and I'm just like, you know, it'll be nice. Is that everything? That literally is everything now. Right, so let's get some cards. I have 3 cards for Leo, please. There's the first one. I've got the Chariot, lovely. Some more cards for Leo, please. And, ooh, the World in your current energy. That's excellent. Loving that. And what's coming towards Leo in June, please? What does Leo need to know about June? And we've got, oh, the 5 of Cups. Interesting. Right, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Hierophant, followed by the King of Wands underneath. This is interesting. What's... So let's get some clarifiers for this, and then we'll work out what the fuck this 5 of Cups is doing there, because I don't want that. Yeah, okay. Triple Goddess it is. She's just going to throw in there Mercury retrograde starts in June again. Like, it's the 18th or the 23rd or something like that anyway. Just seemed relevant. So, where's the Chariot there, please, for Leo? Ooh, we've got the Star. Wonderful. Like it. Where's the Chariot there? Queen of fucking Wands. Get in there. Right. Oh, I like that very much. I've just noticed the sun's at the bottom of the deck as well. Beautiful. Right. Why is the World here? Judgment. I wondered if we would see that card. That was the Strength card that just flipped there as well. Why is the World here for Leo? Put all of these in this neatly. Why is the World here for Leo, please? Too many, for fuck's sake. Right, behave. I swear to fucking God, it's been such a long day, honestly. I'm not taking all of those. It's too many. Right, you got one last chance, Triple Goddess, and then I'm switching out another deck. Okay. Ooh, Devil in reverse. Love it. There are a lot of mages on the table here, Leah. It's good stuff. Right. Why is this Five of Cups here, please? What do we need to know about that? Oh. Okay. Well, look, you know, you got to take the rough with the smooth and all that. So, at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. That's interesting. And the Four of Wands. Right. Park those there. I feel like I'm going to need another deck. Like, I just feel it. But, anyway, deal with that when we get to it. The first card is the Chariot, right? This is the card of Cancer, but this is the card of the self for me, right? It governs everything to do with the self. And why I think it's here is because Leos have been powering up over the last couple of months, right? And I love it. And the way that we've powered up is by really getting in touch with ourselves, right? We know exactly what we want. We know, I think, largely how to get it. The last couple of readings have been talking about, you know, this sense of purpose now. We kind of understand why we're here and what we're doing, right? It's been really, really important for Leos to do that. But there's a sense of kind of getting all of our ducks in a row and being able to move forwards now in a way that we have struggled with for the last couple of years. Like, we are here, hear us roar, you know? This is basically what this is. And we've got the Star and the Queen of Wands. Now, this is really interesting combination. All three of the cards together actually are really interesting. And there's a couple of different ways of reading it, and I feel like all of them are relevant, right? So, the first way, this is the card of Aquarius, strictly. But it talks about hope and it talks about healing, right? It talks about really profound soul healing, and I feel like that is something that Leo has been engaged in quite a long time, right? And it's led us to be able to stand directly in our power now as these, you know, incredibly powerful fire signs, right? Put the crown straight and all that kind of thing. But the other thing that it talks about is, like, for me, the Star is a card of trust, right? It's putting your trust in a connection. Now, I don't think that this is with a person, right? Because it's bigger than that, right? When you say you follow your guiding star, right, everybody fucking knows what that means. And what it actually means is you saw a celestial body in the sky and you felt so connected to it, you trusted it to take you where you needed to go, right? You're feeling very connected, you're feeling very tuned in at the moment, like, you get it. You totally get it. But you see there's so much more than what there is just around in front of us, right? You know, eyes are to the heavens, almost. It's kind of like stepping up to your role. I mean, well, we've talked about this for months, yeah. But there's a sense that Leos know that they're being guided now, and they're trusting in it in a way that perhaps they haven't. Well, we all felt cut adrift for a very long time, you know, a couple of years. We were sort of just wandering around in the dark. Well, we're fucking back now. And the star, you know, what's the biggest star in our solar system? It's the fucking sun, right? And we are ruled by the sun. We are back and we are presenting in a very strong way. I love it. I love it so much. So in your current energy is the world, right? It's the universe in this deck, but it's basically the same thing. A major cycle has come to an end. You have completed, you have leveled up, right? Whatever you were supposed to learn over the last couple of years, you've taken it on board. And like, it's not even about learning lessons. I think there's been full reconstruction by Leos. Like, we got smashed down to fucking nothing and had to rebuild from scratch, right? And that's a really hard thing to do, but we did it anyway. And we've come out the other side changed. I think for the better. We might be a little bit battle scarred, but ultimately we are in a better place at the end of this cycle than we were 2 years ago. Right? It was an essential thing that needed to happen, but there's this big sense of things having been tied up now. It's like, you know, you're on the brink of a whole new existence, right? It's, you are changed, but everything else is changed as well. There's a fucking fly in here. Fuck off. I'm trying to do a reading. What the fuck? It's missing the window's wide open and it's just missing the window. It's a sign. Put a pin in that, right? Anywho, back to this. Okay. It's clarified by judgment and the devil reversed. Now, there are lots of ways interpreting judgment, right? And we know them all. There's, you know, the making of a big life judgment, and that's kind of, you know, that's a thing and it's relevant. Sometimes it's about the resurrection of old, you know, situations or relationships that we thought we were dead, and well, fucking same, Mercury retrograde is on its way in again. But I feel like this is something quite a bit more ethereal than that, because look at this card, right? Oh, fucking see it, there we go. Right, that is somebody ascending, right? Leos have undergone an ascension, pretty fucking huge ascension, right? We're filled with this sense of purpose now. We know why we're here. We know why we've suffered the way that we have. We know why we've gone all through these things, and it's lit a fire in our belly, and we're ready for it. We're ready for more, right? And anything that we were afraid of, anything that was keeping us trapped or tethered, it's been fucked off, right? It's gone. We've incinerated it. There is no point now. Not when we're here. Not like this. We can't be dragged down by this devil anymore, right? I'm going to pull another couple of cards for that because I'm just so excited by it. Which deck did I decide I was going to use to clarify? It's interesting that the Hierophant is the shadow card, right? Because it talks about society and hierarchy and kind of rigid, dogmatic shit that we just don't like. We really don't like. But it feels more like it's a restructuring, right? It's a societal restructuring, and we're kind of there, like, making changes. We did not say the biggest changes can be wrought by the smallest acts of kindness, right? Now, like, I've been taking that on board and I've been doing that. But it's like a ripple effect. That's how it feels. Like, it's a ripple effect, because directly behind this is the King of Wands, and that's you. That's Leo, right? But he's kind of looking at this Hierophant and he's just like, nah, fuck you. I'm not doing this. Like, we're reshaping the world. And no matter how small you think your contribution is, I can absolutely assure you that it's not. Look at that Temperance card there, right? Tell me about this Judgment and the Devil reversed. What have we got? Ace of Pentacles and the Three of fucking Wands. I love it, right? New starts, right? Prosperous new starts, actually. You know, rooted in the material, but it's material change that we are making right now. Like, not only are we feeling like reborn, like the fucking phoenix, but we're carrying it out now, right? Beyond us, beyond our sphere of direct effect, right? It's rippling out, because we've got the Three of Wands, right? Looking towards the horizon. We're waiting for the new. We're not waiting for the new. We're creating the new. Expansion, right? Oh, I love it. Anything else here needs to know about this? Yeah, leaving all the old shit behind. There's Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck and the Six of Swords here. Like, all the fears, all the everything, it's just gone. We've just sloughed it off. When you've suffered as much as Leos have, right, there's fucking not very much to be afraid of anymore. Like, you literally hit rock bottom and rebuilt now. There's nothing that can knock us over. But there are things that can make us look back. Now, it's coming towards you in June, is this Five of Cups, right? And the Five of Cups is a card of loss, right? It's uncomfortable change because it's a 5. It's something that we don't want, right? We're structuring in the full new foundations. The 5 is when something comes along and grenades that for you, basically. And this dude here is staring at the 3 cups that are on the ground. Is missing the 2 that are behind him, right? It's loss, it's grief, it's sometimes guilt, right? All these sorts of things. But it looks like you've got a message coming in, right? We've got 8 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. There's news coming to you that is going to piss you off, right? It's going to keep you awake at night. Let's have a look. Tell us more about this news, please. What does Leo need to know? Oh, fuck's sake. 3 of Swords. What does Leo need to know about this news? 5 of Swords. What does Leo need to know about this news? I don't like that at all. So the Magician has flown out, but it's in the reverse, right? Oh, now I'm pissed off now, right? 5 of Swords, right? That's shitty communication, essentially, right? Sometimes it can be ghosting. You'd see it that way. You've got these 2 characters kind of walking around. It's kind of like a break in communication because it's that a 5, so it's that uncomfortable change. It's, you know, where things were fine and then suddenly they're fucking not for whatever reason, right? So that can be people, you know, not speaking to you. But this character here, and he is the one that I feel is relevant, like, he's the one who will say fucking anything to win the game, right? Like, these 2 here have put the swords down and they fucked off because it's not worth, you know, what they will lose to continue trying to fight this dude here, right? It's just not worth it. Now, the Magician we love is super powerful, you know, and he's got all the tools at his disposal to be able to create anything in the 3D that, you know, that you would like to manifest. But because he's so powerful and he knows exactly what to do, when he comes out in the reverse, he's a manipulative bastard, right? So what we've got here are 2 cards that talk about shitty verbal sparring, right? We've got the card of heartbreak here. What am I doing? It seems like this, and this is probably going to come in with a retrograde, I'm just going to say it there, like, so I don't know, 18th, I can't remember whether it's the 18th or the 23rd, but it's one of those, I think, the retrograde starts, but then remember that there's a shadow period for like 2 weeks before that, right? Brings up old things that you have not fully closed out and dealt with. Now, closed out major cycle here. Use the retrograde energy in the way that it is meant, right? Sit with the things that cause you pain and look at why you are pained by them, you know? What is it that you feel like you have lost when this news comes in, right? What is it that's keeping you sat up at night in your bed, right? What is it? What is at the root of it? Is it rejection? Is it brokenhearted? Is it whatever? Give it a chance to heal. But there's some shitty ass behaviour from somebody coming in. Tell me more about this crappy behaviour. Now, it doesn't feel to me like it's somebody coming back. Like, you may not even hear this news from the horse's mouth. This might come via other people, because we've got a Knight of Pentacles here on a horse, and he's bringing this pentacle, but I feel like he's bringing the news to you about someone else, right? And then behind him, we've got this dude who's juggling like 2 pentacles, and it's possible that somebody might find out that, you know, that somebody that they've trusted, that they were, you know, they thought they were in a relationship with, is actually in a relationship with more than one person. Like, that's totally possible. But I feel like you've been lied to by someone, and the realization is what is going to come. Like, the information, the confirmation is what is going to come in June to you. Have you got anything else to say about this, please? Fool. Yeah, but that's a really interesting combination. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of Wands. Remember that the 10s are endings, right? End of a cycle, things being too hard, Another cycle, tying up loose ends everywhere. But then we've got the Fool, right? This seems to me like it's something that needs to be pulled out of your environment. It needs not to be here anymore. And the way to dispose of it is being brought to you in June, right? So that you can slough it off, let it go, like we've done with so many other things, right? And then move forwards like the Fool. Because frankly, anybody in your environment who is capable of this kind of energy needs not to be there, right? It's not, that's not for you, Leo. It's not what you should be it's not what you should be trying to keep hold of. And I feel like this news comes in pretty suddenly, right? You find this out and it wounds you, right? But it wounds you so that you kick it to the fucking curb. I think I've sworn more in this video than I have in all of the others that I've done today, but this has made me cross. When we've made so many strides forward, you know. This kind of petty energy coming back, but it doesn't feel petty. That's the thing. It feels really devious. It feels really manipulative, and it feels like it's going to wound, right? So yay, we've all got that to look forward to. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go over to the extended, and I'm going to try and pull this apart a little bit. Forewarned is forearmed and all of that. So yeah, treat it as an opportunity for growth, another opportunity for growth, and another opportunity to shed from your space those who don't deserve to be there, right? Serious about that, right? Know that I love you all very much, and I will see you very soon.